Following is a production of Locked Up Sports.
Everybody, this is Don LaGreca from the Michael K. Show. When it comes to talking sports, Bob Walters and Brett Grasso are the authority.
Can't wait.
When it comes to talking sports, they're the authority. It's Bob Walters and Brett Grasso. It's Locked Up Sports, and it starts now.
Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out, bring them out, yo. Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out.
Here we go. Bob Walters, Brett Grasso, from the Brian Gunzel Studios. This is Locked Up Sports. We got a big one for you here today. Yankees lose their 7th straight as Cole gets roughed up out at the stadium. Franco may never play another baseball game ever again. Pete Alonso throws away somebody's first major league hit. And we are joined again by Brett Grasso. Welcome back, Brett. What is up? How is Pops?
Hey, what's going on? Sorry I've been gone so long, and thanks for holding it down, Bob, as always.
I do what I can.
Appreciate it. Dad's doing really well, recovering very well. I have had my hands full over here, but between that and work, I haven't been around the last few weeks, but very glad to be back on the show. Quick note about my father, Mike Grasso. Let me tell you, this guy, star UConn running back 1968, 69, 70. Let me tell you, goes on. Used to play with guys like one of our Mets favorites, Bobby Valentine. Used to play against him in football. Coached by Lou Holtz. Went on.
Lou Holtz was the coach of UConn?
He was one of the assistants at UConn.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah. And it was like, man,
wow.
back. Yeah, I didn't know that either until a random.
But that's how old Lou Holtz is.
Do you want to know what kind of swag my dad holds over at UConn? It's 1996 or maybe late 95. No, spring of 96. We go to UConn for a college visit from my brother and Andy Baylock. We're talking, this guy is still like the athletic director, like the head of UConn. My dad's known him since back when he was back there. We talk to him every month. He goes, I got a special guest. Going to take you and show you around campus today. I'm like, all right, cool. We go around, me, my dad, my brother. My brother was getting ready to go to college. So we go in. He walked us into the basketball gym. We're talking about the UConn. We're at Stores. UConn basketball gym. We walk in, and the whole team, you know who's there? The entire USA women's basketball team getting ready for the 96 Olympics.
And you know what they do? Okay, good.
You know who comes out to show us around campus for the day? And I'm not talking for 5 minutes. I'm talking show you around campus for an hour, take you to lunch. Rebecca Lobo, full uniform.
I was just going to say, she walked around campus and went to lunch in her full uniform with you guys?
Just us, nobody else.
Oh, in what? In the dining hall?
We go in, she's shooting hoops. I'm hanging. She's like, here's the basketball. I'm in the basketball arena with Rebecca Lobo. And she's like, all right. She shows us around, shows us a few buildings. We go pop in, dining hall, grab a quick lunch with Rebecca. Have a great time. Going back to go win a gold. See you guys later.
You get better than the World Cup winners team.
But even now, they still tell them to come out to games. And even after that, let me tell you, my father's got some pull around there. But even so, after that, practice squad for the New York Jets, handoffs from Namath. Let me tell you, that's why. People are like, you like the Giants. Why? Your dad like the Giants? Your family likes the Giants?
Yeah, pretty much.
Were they Giants? They weren't.
No.
See, we were Jets.
No. That nobody in my family is anywhere near the size to be anything Giants. Giants, anything, kicker. It could be a kicker.
You had a shot. You had a shot.
I had a shot. I used to make like 40-yard field goals. That's about it.
But that's a.
But so I mean, last time you were. Listen. We can't wait to see Mike. Mike's gonna be strolling down Sayville again in a little bit. He's gonna be fine. It's good. Brett saved his life. It was great. We got close. We got close to losing Mike, but we got him back.
Finally figured out why I became a nurse. It was all worth it. All that education and money we finally paid
all that time in jail and everything and all that.
I looked over and I was like, that's a guy who's gonna die. And I was
listen, none of us
let's take care of that. And then we did.
None of us are getting out of here alive.
100%.
Now, that is what it is. So when you were last time you were with us, I mean, the Mets were like still a formed team.
No, I think some of my comments were like, we're about to make a run. But I was also on the I think we should sell everybody. And if you don't forget, you didn't think there was any chance Scherzer and Verlander were going. This is funny how long like we haven't even had this conversation.
But what they did is they're still paying their salary. The Mets basically paid $200 million for 5 minor league players.
Have you seen what they're doing down there? No, Bob, I'm telling you, these kids are incredible that they got. Let me tell you, Acuna Jr. and Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert is going to be playing for the Mets. He's Double-A right now. He is raking it like 380 home runs in Double-A Binghamton right now. Let me tell you, the guys they picked up were worth it. Whatever we do with them on our team, traded to somebody else, they are. And that kid's a college player who hits World Series like he has got swag. That kid's good. Let me tell you,
it's just frustrating. It's so frustrating because it's so. I mean, I was watching the game. They were having walk-off balks. They were awful. And like to get rid of him and now basically punting on next year, it's so disappointing. It really is. I played back our shows. We were talking World Series, but you had it in your back pocket. It was terrible.
I still do. It's coming. Just a different team.
Now the Yankees, listen, the Yankees are not much better. The Yankees today lost their 7th straight game to the Red Sox. They got blown out last night. They got blown out again this afternoon. Cole this afternoon, which is disappointing. Cole get out there. They need a win. He's the stopper. He's there to stop the bleeding like they needed him today. He gave up a grand slam, a 2-run home run, 6 runs in 4 innings.
So he threw 2 bad pitches.
No, because he loaded the bases. He walked in.
Well, he threw 2 really bad pitches. Now, you know what? Cole has come through for them for last year in the playoffs. This year, he's been a good pitcher this year on what is now a bad team. I know Yankee fans don't want to admit it, but this Yankee team is as bad as it's been. What'd you say, like 30 years or something like that?
The Yankees have not finished under 500 since 1992, and when that had, the Bills still had 2 Super Bowls to lose. So I mean, the Yankees, and they're a terrible team. The Mets are closer to the wild card than the Yankees are right now.
Do you listen? Cole's in his prime, right? Cole's really like he's doing everything he was supposed to do for the Yankees. He's coming through for him. Is he wasting his prime as a Yankee? Has anybody even ever said that?
No,
in the last 20 years.
No, I don't think he is, because I mean they went to the conference, the ALCS last year. They go to the playoffs every year. Right, this is going to be the first. They've missed the playoffs 3 times, like 12, 13, and 16, or 12, 14, and 16. He's in the playoffs every year. That's all you can ask for. This year, they're terrible. And listen, they're not getting any better. It's not going to get better from here.
That's what I mean is this team is not set up. I mean, I don't know what kind of moves they're going to make, but they don't look like they're going to do like the old Steinbrenner stuff. They don't look like they're just going to go out and power their way, kind of even like Steve Cohen was talking about doing last year. Next year may not be better. They'll be always competing for the playoffs, but I think that's the team that they're formulated now. As a team.
No, they're not going to be better because you know what? They got Judge for 10 years. Stanton's getting older. Stanton's no good. Volpe's okay. Yeah. You know, they've let one thing with Volpe is they've let him play every day, which is something you have to do just to find out how somebody is like that. But the Yankees are not getting better, and they proved they're not like the Steinbrenner. They proved it before this, but they proved this year by not doing anything at the trade deadline. They tried to sell you what the Mets did. Remember what the Mets did? Oh, our trade deadline is we're getting DeGrom back. DeGrom back, and that's we're getting a top pitcher at the trade deadline. And they tried to sell you that by saying we're getting Judge back and we're getting the pitcher back, and the bullpen, which has been their best thing going, hasn't been good in the second half. I got torn up on social media for giving the Yankees a C in the bullpen, saying they were an all right bullpen, and ever since that, they've been terrible. You know what it is? Because they don't come through in big spots. They got good numbers, and they don't come through in good spots.
You scouted them out, and you called it C. Give them a C.
Nobody gives me any credit for this stuff. But listen, today the Yankees got slow. This is the end of the Yankee season. This is the end of the baseball for New York. This series.
Yeah.
The Red Sox are they're getting buried now. They're 7.5 out of the wild card. They've lost 2 straight to the Red Sox. They're 5 games behind the Red Sox. It's over.
We talked about it. There was a point where you had to keep it within like 9 games or 10 games, and that was a month ago. And now 7 games is like astronomical. 7 games and the number of teams you have to leap just to get there is
7 games
hard.
is way too many. It's way too many.
You look at it, it's like very, very difficult, especially if you're not just a good team underperforming. That's one thing. But if you're just on a mediocre team playing mediocre, you don't have the firepower that's just going to show up out of nowhere.
And the fascinating team. Okay, good.
No, you look at someone like Judge, you look at somebody like Stanton. These guys they're not the guys who you think that they are. It's not like you put them in the lineup, their names are still their names, but they're not playing.
The only reason they're anywhere close, the only reason they're even 7.5 is because of Judge and Cole. Because you do have Cole every fifth day, and today was an anomaly.
60 or 70% of Judge. I'm saying, like, you normally would be getting like that full on, especially with support in the lineup and all the other stuff. I mean, you can make Judge real good with a better team. You know, once the lineup's a little better and Stanton's hitting well, and other guys were playing like even last year when they were playing really well. Remember, look back how good they were last year. This is an incredible drop off. I know
they weren't great. They were 98 wins.
The first half was one of the best first halves in all of baseball ever. Like, it was incredible. Yes.
You're right. It was. And Boone still wants to throw Severino out there. Like, Boone has said now, I want Severino. I'm going to keep him in the rotation. I don't know how you keep this guy in the rotation. He can't get anybody out in the first inning. And then they even tried. It was hilarious because they tried, okay, listen, the problem's the first inning. He can't get anybody out in the first inning. We're going to have a starter, and we're going to pitch him in the second inning. The starter got a clean first inning, came into the second inning, and what happened? He gave up a double 3-run home run and 3-0 before he even gets an out. He gave up 6 runs to the Orioles before he gets an out.
Well, this is the same manager that waited until Herman's hangover went away before he let him get into the game. So his judgment isn't sound.
But I mean, how do you leave this guy in the rotation? He's got a 7 ERA. He can't get anybody out. They lose, they're getting blown out.
As long as you don't drink a bottle of vodka a day, you're in the rotation.
I mean, listen, the Yankees are terrible. The Yankees are terrible. Do you think the Mets finish with a better record than the Yankees? I don't think so, but I mean, it's up for discussion.
Yeah, no, they're going to end up they end up with the exact same terrible record.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They will both have equal. It will be like that for New York this year. They'll be like they're both going to be like 4 games under 500, 5 games under 500, and that's with them playing better baseball.
Now, as bad as things are for the Yankees, and as good as they are for Tampa in that first wild card, they're doing okay. They got a problem at shortstop. Franco has himself a serious problem. The way the story went was there was some tweets. I don't know if I haven't been able to find the tweets. I don't know if the girl made them or if her parents made the tweets or how exactly what went down. But there were some tweets that were out there that basically linked him to an underage girl. And they did some digging, and it looked like it might be true. They put him on the not available list. He didn't make the road trip, and now they're saying that he may never play another game in the major leagues. It's starting to look like it happened. What are they doing? Why does it?
I don't know. And let me tell you, when a guy is as good as Wander Franco had been, like even we're talking from when he started, for them to say that right away of stuff like he's never going to play baseball again, that's when someone instantly knows. Like, they know something's going on. Like, I'm telling you, that's exactly like this is like a Trevor Bauer situation.
Yeah, but is it worse than Trevor Bauer?
There's very few times in this world where it's like a instant, see you later, the guy has no chance, we don't care what happens, we'll pay you your entire salary, or
yeah,
he may
so
not.
Good. No, they won't, because if he gets found not guilty, or if he gets found, I guess guilty, or he gets these charges, it voids the salary.
Yeah, that's true. No, that is true. But but if you look at like Trevor Bauer, they paid that salary, and the guy's out there pitching in Japan. That's where everybody goes now. He's gonna end up going over to Japan. They don't care what you do over there.
No, you think they'll take him over in Japan?
They took Trevor Bauer's over there. They don't give a crap. I learned that. Yeah. I saw it. Like, let me tell you, he's over there every day, pitching terribly.
And I saw.
And he's an Instagram fool. Like, I can't stand the guy. But no, it's for Wander Franco. It looks like he's out. And like, it's very weird when guys that are that dominant are instantly cut out of the game, because you watch all the other guys who have been given second chances over the years for all the things. Think about it. Think about all the domestic
Herman. Look at Herman on the Yankees. The team hated him.
Assaults. Think about all of them have happened exactly for all of this stuff, and that people have all come back from. And so it's something's deep, like big.
But they haven't even had the details haven't even hit the public yet. Like, people don't know. I heard today that I read somewhere that it was somewhere like he was 16 and she was 12 when they started the relationship, which is way out of line. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's all.
And then he stopped seeing her until he was 18, but he's married. It's a
This isn't just someone mentioned it and they're just going, oh my God, because they mentioned it, we got to get rid of him. Like, there's some evidence here.
No, yeah,
Like,
oh yeah, there's
something
evidence,
deeper.
and now
Not
it's
just
leaking
of
out that
tweets and not just of Instagram. I don't know, but it doesn't look good for him. He came out on Instagram and was like, "Oh, everybody's gonna see that they're all crazy," and it was like,
yeah,
he's
no, but
he
that's
wrote
what
some
everybody
stuff.
says. That's what OJ said. I'm looking for the real killer.
Yeah, I know.
He's still looking for the real killer.
He is. He's trying.
This is it's a big story, and you know what? It sucks for Tampa Bay because he is their best player. He is their highest paid player. He's the one guy that they really went out on the limb for and actually paid. They usually, like Tampa Bay doesn't do that. They gave this guy the boatload of money, the 180, $200 million, and it blew up in their face. And now he's going to be out, and they're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs without him. He's their best player. He's their best player by far.
Good.
He's their best player, and now
good. You know what? Any of this stuff, I like that to see that they're finally just dropping the hammer around here and showing you that when certain things happen, see you later. Trevor Bauer, see you later. You're never coming back.
what they're
I don't know
doing
what
is
that line is because out of nowhere. Because there's other things that I think should be that same line, but
it was with the Trevor Bauer thing. They kind of let him go, like they let him play, and they let the guys play while they used to let them play while they investigated it.
Yeah.
But it would just get so bad.
Oh yeah.
And it would be like you can't be kicked off the team until you're like convicted. And these guys would be like, it'd be clear that they did it, and the teams wouldn't get rid of them, and they'd be playing every night. You can't have that. You can't have this guy who was having a relationship with a 12-year-old girl playing shortstop in October on national television. You can't have that. That's the worst thing baseball could ever have. And so they switched it a couple of years ago, and now you know what? You wait on the sideline while we investigate. You're going to sit out.
Say things kind of pan out where in any way, like he could pay off the girl and no story comes out, no charges filed, nothing happens. Someone signing this guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think so. I think so.
One. That's a tough one.
I think so.
You'd say the same. Like I don't know. Like
would you want
to telling me? I don't know. Would I sign him? No.
Would you want? What if he's a Met?
Good.
What if he's a Met?
I'm telling you before. No, if he's a Met, no, I don't want anything to do with that of my daily having to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it beyond today, and I don't want to talk about it every week. Remember when Franco and it's going to be us talking? No, I don't want any of it. I don't care. Drew, give me Gilbert. Give me Gilbert down in the minor.
We got Lindor's getting old. Franco's younger. He's coming. He's young, up and coming. He can hit. He's got 30 home runs.
Yeah, what's his version? Well, I'm not going to go by what his version of younger is.
But what? All right. You send them to the minors. Don't send them to the minors.
Yeah.
But now it's what a shame though. He threw his whole life away. He's 20. He's like he's a young superstar making $200 million. He threw it all away. And he's mad. You're guessing he threw his marriage away as well too. I mean, what a disaster. And he's an idiot, and he deserves whatever he's got coming to him if he did it. And it looks like he did it. Listen, if they're going like this a week in,
we're gonna get some details. The details will come out, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I see why.
Yeah. And they already know the details. That's why they're already cutting ties with him. They're cutting ties with him, and I mean, what an idiot. So now. Did you see last night Pete Alonso throw the ball into the crowd? The guy, if you didn't see it, the guy got he hit a little dribbler up like the third base line. The throw was wide to first base. He got a base hit, his first major league hit. The umpire stopped the game, said, "Hey, we're gonna switch the balls out." He turns and throws it up into like the 20th row,
which you don't
not realizing
that never happens in the middle of an inning. Like very rare. I mean, maybe I guess more now, but you don't usually do that, right?
No, you're not in the middle of an inning. The only time they throw it in the crowd is when they're going like after the inning.
Right.
Because I sit behind the dugout all the time.
They usually roll it over or whatever. It's just very rare like that. And so it's just weird that it happened in that way or he didn't recognize
and he threw it like 20 rows up. And what happened was the girl that caught it didn't want to give it back.
I was going to say, I didn't know you're right. Yeah.
And was getting pressured. They were chanting, give it back. I don't think she understood really what was going on. Because like there was a guy that they were getting on. The crowd was chanting, give her back. The crowd let Alonso hear it the rest of the night.
Of course.
And he felt terrible though. You could see genuinely in the press conference after the game that he's like, I'm a terrible person. I'll never throw another ball into the crowd again. It was not good. It was
so much better for the kid. Like the kid's first hit would have been like, cool around there, and he got his
and it was
hit.
shaky. It was questionable error.
But now his first hit's a big deal. He just got up. People know him a little bit now. So you know what? Pete Alonso did him a favor. Did you see? He gave him the he gave him the Jeter gift basket treatment. today. He gave him the signed bat and what was it? Oh, a bottle of tequila, the 1942.
Yeah, and he wrote some
tequila.
kind of inscription like, "Hey, sorry
Yeah.
for last night," which is,
Yeah.
I don't want that.
That's a Jeter. That's a Jeter thing. Sorry for last night.
Sorry. Absolutely.
Let's try Plan B.
It's crazy. It's terrible that and it's so funny because you're right. You don't throw the ball into the crowd in the middle of an inning. Even if they say let's switch the ball out, you just kind of soft toss it over to the dugout.
To the only person in the stands that doesn't know the unwritten rules of baseball.
She didn't want to give it back. She was like, "No, I don't think so." And she's a Cardinals fan, but I don't think she understood.
I don't think she had the golden ticket. You can literally in that moment say, "I know, that's nice. Can I have a signed bat, some gloves?"
Well, because the Cardinals got to get it back. The Cardinals got to get it back.
And they sent in the big guy. You see, he was like the plain clothes guy. It wasn't even like
the plain clothes
guy. It was like he was like, "I got this."
It's not the guy chasing them on the field. I've been
waiting my whole career for this moment.
Yeah,
he did this on the way out with the ball.
I saw it. But it's class. It's par for the course for the Mets this year. Is what it is. It's par for the course, and they're winning games. They won a couple games recently.
Yeah, I got all for the game. We got to send the other team gifts.
Yeah,
it's rough.
I got on last week. I got on a couple people. I got on my cousin because people are actually sitting here, and the Yankee fans are bad enough. With we're still going to the playoffs. Listen, it's over. And with the Mets, like people, like I see a path to the playoffs. I saw multiple places. The September schedule posted it. It's basically they play the teams in front of them. They play the Nationals, and then they play the teams that are in front of them in the wild card. Like, stop. Like, people don't realize they're gonna have to go. Like, they would have to basically. They can only lose maybe 10 games all season, the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like, it's not happening.
Nope.
It's not happening. And the things like this going on. And Alonso has not had a good year. Now, do you think Alonso's a problem in the clubhouse?
No, I don't think that's the case at all. I think this is nobody would care at all if they were winning games and they would say it's a great clubhouse and all the other stuff. This all had to do with losing. If the team was winning, it would have been great chemistry and all the other stuff and everybody's buddies. The fact that you're losing and having a bad time and everybody's in a bad mood and all that's the negative clubhouse. That's anybody. Let me tell you, it's not gonna be a positive clubhouse, and he's not gonna be. I don't think it's like that. I
see now
really don't.
The two things that I see, first of all, the thing with the unnamed Met. First of all, if you're gonna say something, put your name to it. Okay, stop it. Calling Verlander a diva. We all know Verlander's a diva. He's a big star, Hall of Famer, top player of all time.
A-list.
They're all divas. They are all divas. Yeah. They're all divas. All players like that are divas. You don't think Jeter's a diva and A-Rod was a diva? They're all divas. It is what it is. If you're winning games, don't matter, like you said.
And getting their 1 year, they're getting paid there. They're getting everybody else's whole salary times 10. You know what I mean?
Here's where I think that there's a problem in the clubhouse, and this is my evidence for it. Last year when McNeil won the batting title, Lindor said he would buy him a car. If you win the batting title, I'll buy you a car, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a big thing, whatever, not a big deal. I have heard it now. Now, he didn't buy him the car yet, okay? And I have heard 3 or 4 times it brought up, like McNeil brings it up.
Wow.
And the fact that he brings it up, he'll be like, oh, and I still didn't get that car. The fact that he brings it up means that he cares. Yeah. He wants the car. And buy him the damn car. Like, you have enough money. Buy him a car. You said you would buy the car. Buy the car. Because now it's obviously bothers him because he wouldn't bring it up if it didn't.
Do you think that he thought he might get traded at the deadline and he just held out? He held out for the deadline.
Who cares? Buy him a damn car, $100,000. I think he has. I think it's the kind of thing that it's unspoken. McNeil says something to the press, like passing a joke or whatever, and then there's one donut left in the buffet, and Lindor grabs it, and McNeil's like, well, oh yeah, of course you grabbed it. You didn't even buy me that damn car, and then it starts a huge fight. And I think there's problems in the locker room. I didn't get. They never got along.
There you are.
You got it back.
Yeah.
They never. Verlander and Scherzer have never gotten along. So who cares if they get along? They pitch on the same staff. Who cares? And it's not people make it a big deal, but I do think there's a problem.
I don't. You're right. But those problems come out when you're losing. They don't come out in good times. If the times were good and things were going well, people wouldn't be caring about it. And there still would be rifts. There'd be people piss each other off. You use too much hot water in the shower. What are you doing in the shower so long?
Yeah. Exactly.
You're throwing balls in the stands, and now you're taking up all the hot water.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're exactly
that's
right.
what happens. It's a clubhouse. These are guys are on planes all day together, betting each other in the back, big money. And some of the guys don't have big money, and they gamble and they go, "Oh, now you owe me 10 grand by the end of the flight." But the guy only makes like 400K, 600K, and the other guy makes 42 million.
Yeah, well, that's like what Jordan used to do.
Let me tell you, you want to talk about animosity in the clubhouse? Big money breeds animosity in the clubhouse. And if you're not the guys performing and the guys who are about to get contracts, because where I thought you were going with this earlier was that what do you think about this year and having to do with Alonso's value? Because I loved this year for getting Alonso's value dumbed down. And that's the Mets.
But did it really dumb it down? He's going to hit 40. He's going to hit 40 home runs. He's going to have 100.
The Mets are here, and they're offering him, and Alonso's here. They're not even close. That's why they're looking to trade him. They're not even close.
Now they have him for next year, but Alonso, listen, he's going to hit 40 home runs and 100 RBIs. And he's a first baseman. What do you want him to do? That's just a good year. He does not hit. He hits 215.
No.
Yeah,
have you seen
that's
Matt
fine. It's
Olson?
not Matt Olson. I know. Yeah, but listen,
He's not.
the Braves.
So, okay, there's better.
Okay, so there's better. Who's locked up forever?
Contract. He is locked up forever, but that contract. Let me tell you, Alonso's. I'm with you. I want Alonso, but I want him for as cheap as possible. I know you say money doesn't matter. It does matter. Every dollar we save on a person is another dollar for a person. Always.
But
I'm over.
But you think this year brought his value down?
Yeah.
He has 40 home runs. He's gonna have 40 home runs, 100 RBIs. He's hitting 215, but everybody hits 215. Have you seen like the major leagues? Nobody gets it.
No. I'm sorry. That's not good enough. I hit 40 home runs, or I hit. Listen, if you hit 55, I'll give you a shot. 50, like if you're a 50 guy, but he's a 40 home run. Nimmo's going to give you 20, 22. Lindor's going to give you 30.
Nimmo's had a good year. And look, he had 10 home runs more.
They're not home run hitters. And those guys are hitting home runs. Alonso's got to hit 50 to be a home run hitter these days. He's a 50 plus, and he's not there yet. His average is 215. I'll give you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm all for. I think Alonso. We got better.
He's a power hitter. He's a power hitter. That's what power hitters do now.
On a good team with a good lineup, Alonso is the guy you want there. Oh my God, we need the power hitter more than anything. It's more that I don't think he thinks he's worth that monstrous, biggest first baseman's contract. No, he's not. I don't think he is. And I think this year brings it a little bit down. I don't think it's going to drop it down to where the Mets think it is.
But this isn't even his contract year. Next year's his contract year. So next year we'll find out.
They were talking about extensions last year already.
Yeah,
they have been in negotiations with him for a long time. They do want him around, but they're using it. And let me tell you, you start pissing people off with really low ball numbers, and you start talking trade stuff like they are. That I don't know.
I think everybody except for Lindor, who was locked up, Alvarez, and then Beatty, and then a couple of the other kids. And Nimmo are the only ones that anyone else could have got traded.
Another Alonso. I am all for it. I just don't think he's getting what he thinks he's getting.
Now, I think he was going to be the next captain of this team. Now, they've only had a couple captains in the thing. Alvarez is the next captain in waiting, right?
No, it's Nimmo.
No, I think it's Alvarez. I think you're wrong.
Brandon Nimmo is our next captain.
No, because Nimmo's going to be no. When is he going to be named captain? He's going to have to be the next two years. He's going to start to get old.
2 year. Yeah, but that's fine. You can wear the C on your chest through the championship years. It's right through the championship years. They don't need you after that.
They're so far away. They've fallen so bad. Remember last year at this time?
How about an NL East championship? We start there.
How about the 21-3?
Yeah.
The first game of a doubleheader, a split admission doubleheader.
No.
Could you imagine that? Oh, I can't. People actually went back for the second game. So now, okay, so enough baseball because these teams are terrible. The Jets, Brett, the Jets. You watching Hard Knocks?
Yeah, Hard Knocks. I mean, listen, Dalvin Cook just getting signed. Let me tell you, if you look at the Jets starting offense, it looks incredible on paper. Except for their awful offensive line, which is going to cost them. But I'm hearing Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Tom Brady is great. Aaron Rodgers doing a la Tom Brady, trying to coax some people out of retirement to come be on the offensive line. So don't be surprised if you see someone work their way back into the Jets line.
Now, do you want Rodgers to play at all this in the preseason?
I
really would say no.
I know that, and I'm not saying where they usually play their games and or where the starters, like guys like him, veterans, get their time is in these practices versus other teams. And that's
which they canceled, which the Jets just canceled yesterday.
That is typically where you get your reps, where you're not going to get beat up, but you still get to go play versus a real offense and see if you're going to get picked. But
It's not the same, though. It's not
honestly
the same.
No, but I think in a first year, and my biggest worry, and let me tell you, I do not feel confident. Do you think I'm going to be like, oh my God, this team's going to the Super Bowl, right?
No, you can't.
No,
you can't. As a
no.
Jets fan, you know better.
This is the Mets repeating this year. They got everything. And listen, they could do it. They could go 12 and whatever it is this year, 12-5, or they could be, 7-10. Like very easily.
If they're 7-10, forget it, Brett. If they're 7-10, forget it. You can't be 7-10.
Well, one, I mean, it all comes down to Rodgers has to stay healthy, which he
yes,
typically is a healthy
but you
guy.
think there's no way if he stays healthy, there's ever 7-10, right?
No, I don't. I think that, listen, I'm looking at on paper like this is unbelievable. My biggest problem is you have to gel and everybody has to know this offense and everybody has to be right on the same page. Timing is so difficult in the NFL. I'm talking down to the last second. Dalvin Cook has only worn the Jets uniform for like 8 hours, and that was at a press conference. And you're telling me you guys are going to be ready on turning corners and where it's going to be and the right stuff. I have a hard time believing that this is all going to come together in year one. I like that he committed to year two. I think year one is going to be very difficult. I think year two is going to bring in the offensive linemen and all the other stuff. But we are 1 or 2 injuries on the offensive line, and from really being in trouble. But those running backs, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, let me tell you, if they can,
is it the best backfield the Jets have ever had?
I don't know. I mean,
your father was in the backfield.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that. So yeah, number 2.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the Curtis Martin and anybody, I'll take any Jets fan will any day. But LaDainian Tomlinson, he was.
Yeah, I agree. But LaDainian Tomlinson Dalvin Cook is older. He's been on the decline now for 2 years.
No, but yes, but that guy can catch passes out of the backfield. That is what he's there for. And when you start cutting down reps, this is what they're doing. When you have the young guy who's coming off an injury, so he's got to have his reps cut down. You have Dalvin Cook and his reps cut down. You learn those guys, they're great, but some of them are only great up to a certain number of carries. And they don't, let me tell you, Tony Pollard, they already said, in Dallas, great running back. As soon as he hits his 30s, he's terrible.
Now, does it worry you at all that New England got Ezekiel Elliott?
No, not.
No, I would. I
mean, no, it will bother me until the day I die about Bill Belichick jumping up in the draft, stealing the Jets lineman, and giving up. Like he paid like 10 cents on the dollar for he actually overpaid for his guy and for the Jets for one reason, to get the Jets. That's what I hate New England for, and that's what's going to cost us this year. Is that one?
Not the fact that they've won all these Super Bowls, or last year that they had that punt return with no time left to beat you guys in a huge game.
No, I'm a more of a short term thing. I don't even remember any of those games that ever happened. The last game I remember was who was it? Drew Bledsoe getting knocked down on the sideline. He got hurt. He came out. Some other new guy came in, and that's the last thing I really remember with New England.
Yeah. Now the Jets, of course, are featured on Hard Knocks. You watch Hard Knocks? I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one. Yeah. But there was the thing that, and you actually gave me a really good answer to this before we started. I was like, because I was watching it and I like it. They all seem to be having a good time. I'm like, why would they not want to do this?
Because the Jets already have a full-on camera crew. You know how many people are in these rooms now? There's 30 cameramen from different places.
What is it called? Jets One Drive?
Drive or whatever it is.
One Jet Drive.
Interviews they have to do. So instead of having practice and watching more film, you know what the Jets are doing? Interviews.
No, but I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that they're going to make money.
They're stealing the ratings. See, it's 2 different reasons.
They're stealing the ratings.
I hate it. It's the reason why I hate it is because I think they need time to gel. The reason why the Jets hate it is because of that's their money. They were supposed to have this big featured thing with Aaron Rodgers as their star, and it was
it's a good show.
Thing. And no, it's a great show, and it would have been all over the national broadcast. But guess what? There's a natural HBO one that everybody knows with a much cooler announcer.
Yeah, it is. And it's Hard Knocks is good.
Liev Schreiber, who is, if you watch episode 2, it's Liev Schreiber showing up in a helicopter because Aaron Rodgers wants to meet him.
Oh,
so
really?
Liev Schreiber is the voice from, and you know him from all the other, whatever he's like HBO. He's a big actor,
Yeah. No, I know Liev Schreiber.
But I'm saying he shows up. That's the whole thing. He shows up in a helicopter, and it's him in episode 2, and Aaron Rodgers and it's but this is the stuff I hate. That literally the Jets took away from their practice for the dumb helicopter to land and for Liev Schreiber to come up and Aaron. It's all I am all for cut out all the noise. Let's all get together. We only have so many days. They don't have a very limited amount of time. They're about to be playing football. These guys haven't thrown a live pass together in a real anything.
No, in a game. They haven't, and they won't. They're not going to play him in the preseason. I wouldn't. I don't think I would either. Because God forbid he gets hurt.
That's not even your stance in this world. You don't even care about that. Like, you're the guy who's like, they can get hurt anywhere. So that's that. I don't even believe you. You're the guy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him just as a Mets fan. I know what it's like. Now the Mets are the biggest disappointment. Is this the biggest disappointment in New York sports history of the Mets?
No, but that's what's going to happen.
But the Jets would be worse. The Jets could top them.
They're not going to gel. It's going to be like week 4. They're going to be either like 2-2 or 3-4, and then we're in trouble.
I'm picking the Bills week 1, right, to beat them.
That's what the Jets is going to save the Jets. You know what's going to happen? New England falls off this year, and the Bills. This is going to be the beginning of the Bills being of a what could have been. I'm telling you, the Bills.
The Bills missed their chance. I think
the Bills are going to be and Josh Allen is not going to be that guy like he was. And I'm telling you, he's not going to have that same stuff. And they are going to fall off. So I actually think those teams are coming back to the pack a little bit, and it's going to be more of a race between all teams of nobody gets it perfectly this year. Nobody's going to run away with that AFC East. It's going to be like the
Jets are the best team. The Jets are the best team.
It's going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions in the AFC East in a couple games. Jets, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots, Jets, Bills. Like 3 possessions are going to be the difference of the Jets going like 11-6.
It shouldn't be that close.
It's going to be like that. I'm telling you that they're all going to be mediocre. The Jets aren't going to be gelled. The Bills aren't going to be as good. Stephon Diggs doesn't even want to be there. He hates the place, and he doesn't. They're not. Let me tell you, there's a rift over there. And the Patriots, people just keep thinking Bill Belichick.
No, the Patriots are no good.
He thinks he's gonna magically just keep pulling stuff out. It's not gonna happen.
And he can't. And their quarterback's no good.
They'll be on the edge of the playoffs, like I said, but it's not going to be like that.
I think it's the Jets and the Dolphins, right? And the Bills. The Bills are still good, but the Bills, I think, missed it. I think they could be on the decline this year.
I'm very worried about the Jets, but I do think that they're going to have a great season. But I'm never going to feel comfortable about it.
No, you can't feel because I don't know how the Mets Jets fans do it.
For too long, and what I just saw with the Mets were doing well right now. I think I'd be like, we got it. It's going to be Mets Jets. Like I think that would be me right now, like totally into it. The Mets thing just changed my entire outlook.
Because the Mets thing came out of left field. The Mets thing came out of left field.
No,
we never saw the Mets thing coming.
I've been entirely humbled in my sports life.
We never saw the Met thing coming.
Entirely.
I mean, it's a disaster, and this would be even a bigger disaster. And you're right. I don't think it's going to gel. I can see them being 2-2, but they got to win this division. Salah's job could be on the line. They go. I'm
telling you, when I look on paper, though,
9-8. They go 9-8. He's going to be fired.
If that, first of all, the Jets also have some people coming back on that offensive line. So if it all works out where they get their all-pro guys back, 2 guys, like we're talking 2 big pieces, if they actually come back healthy and that line puts up a fight and the running backs do such a good job where they're really like nobody knows what's happening, like they're running the ball, are they going to pass? Play action starts working. This Jets team could be incredible. I don't think so.
And the Jets have a real good defense. Real good defense.
Look at their receiver. They have everybody and guys who Rodgers knows. That's the one thing I like about them gelling is he brought guys in that he trusts and timing and all the other stuff. Randall Cobb, Lazard, and then he's working with Wilson and all the other guys. And it's like it looks like they're having fun in that clubhouse. Let me tell you, a clubhouse that looks like they're actually friends and buddies and enjoying like hanging out. But if they got to win games just like any clubhouse.
Yeah, it's a little too rosy, the Hard Knocks. I said I watch Hard Knocks because I want to see the kid get cut.
Episode 2 is they got into the offensive line, and it was like, you guys are awful. That's all episode 2 is. You're the worst offensive line ever.
Okay. They're not a good offensive line. And that could kill them because that could get to Rodgers.
And like he called them out on national TV knowing it's on national TV because he wants them to respond.
Do you think Salah plays up for the cameras a little bit with his speeches?
He just called out his offensive line like the biggest bunch of losers. Like I'm telling you, it's like he is. He's like that.
Quentin Williams, it's gonna make him a star because America's now gonna know who he is, and he's
tell you that smile. He has got it coming. I mean, he is so good, and you're gonna see that kid just runs everybody over. He is incredible, and they have him locked up like the greatest thing I've ever. That is what I'm excited about. Rodgers and all the other stuff. Oh, that's what we needed. But this kid is like it. And his brother's on the team, and he loves being there, and he's in New York. Like he's been since the moment he walked off on draft day. Like he showed up with his braces on and whatever, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just happy to be here."
Do you watch the Netflix the quarterback documentary?
That was awesome. Awesome.
It was good, right? I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
It showed so many different perspectives, and I honestly I was not a Kirk Cousins fan, and I just am like I'm like, you know what? That's what I like to see.
He's pretty dull though.
He's
all right. I like
the work ethic. It's the work. Let me tell you when you look at the different guys like the Marcus Mariota and how that worked.
I didn't like Mariota. I thought Mariota came off bad tonight. He got benched in the season too.
He's not going to be in the NFL in 3 weeks.
No, he's not.
He won't even be in the NFL in 3 weeks.
So now apparently they want Daniel Jones to do season 2.
Oh, so
I don't want to see Daniel Jones. That's the worst.
What are we gonna watch? A guy eat a bologna sandwich?
I'm a Giants fan, and I think that would be a terrible idea to get. I would want. I wrote down a couple of guys I would want. I want. First person I want to see on there is Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we just want to see.
You want him, like,
that to be on Showtime. That to be on X, HBO X.
They get in your car and they go see what you do after work, and they go out with them. That's what you want for Deshaun Watson.
Then I want Lamar Jackson. I think that would be good. But I think he might be a mama's boy, right? Because his mom was the thing. And then Kyler Murray. He seems like he's a pretty like a partier out there, getting out there. But Daniel Jones would be the last quarterback in the whole league that I would say I want to see on that.
No, definitely. Yeah, I don't think so. But as a Giants fan or as any fan of any team, you want your guy on anything. You want to see
He's so boring. He's worse than Eli.
No, but if you look at what it did for Kirk Cousins, like let me tell you the same thing. Like if you look at it, it changed people's perception that would never care or even look into Kirk Cousins. I was a year away from never hearing about Kirk Cousins again and caring about him, and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, all right, I think he's a cool guy. Like I hated him so when he was doing his like. Whatever his saying was.
Oh yeah. How about that? Right? Something like
whatever. Oh, so
yeah. I know what you're talking about. We screamed it at the reporters, right?
You know what I like about it? He is like the most like he's the guy who has like the regular house and like the regular car, and he's just like hanging and like doesn't care about it. And it's like I was like,
he drives a regular car.
No, he's just like the most like. It's not a super like he's got the money and it's not like some he wears his shirt. He wears his wife dresses him in like the most $20 shirts and $20 pants and like he's like
you know what I was
he's not making he's like a total just
they all with high school Mariota I think he could have done a little better with his wife, right?
I'm not even gonna.
No, come on.
I can't remember. Was there a baby involved? Was there a baby? I think there was a baby.
She was pregnant, right? Was she pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do that to him.
I think
we can go look at some old Instagram pictures if you want. We can like.
I think Mahomes is just as cool as you thought he would be.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mahomes is awesome.
Well, that's their star.
But it also made me feel old because these guys, they're kids, Brett. They're kids.
Oh yeah,
like it made me feel like they're like 26 years old. They're kids. They're just absolute kids. Now, before we get going here, what are the Yankees? Are the Yankees finished? Are we done with the Yankees? Are we done with baseball?
They're done. They're both done.
Well, yeah, the Mets are done. Both are done. Both done, right? Absolutely. So, I just wanted to tell you, Brett's not going to be. Oh, you're not going to be here for the interview, right? This week?
No, I won't be on Tuesday. No.
Okay, but it's going to air on next week's show. I got Tim Brown. The book is the Tao of the backup catcher. It's a really good book. It's about the story of a backup catcher. He played for the Mets. He played for the Yankees. He played for a bunch of teams. It's just his story through. It's like a life story, and it's like a touching and everything like that. But it's a good book. It also teaches you about catchers and everything like that. So it's really good. He's gonna the author is a big sports writer. Ken Rosenthal said he's his favorite baseball writer. He was a Yahoo national baseball columnist for 13 years. He covered the Yankees dynasty in the late 90s. Then he went and covered the Lakers, Kobe, and Shaq dynasty. He's coming on the show this next week, so we'll have that. But we'll have Brett with us. He just won't be there for the interview. And that pretty much does it for us, Brett. Welcome back. I think we got some rust. But we gotta do it together. I gotta get it out there.
Yeah, no. Listen, we're ready. We're ready to get this going again. Come on,
tell your friends we're back, baby.
Yeah, we're
back. We're back. So I'll see you Tuesday with Mark Mancini as always. Brett, you don't know Mark, Brett.
Nope.
He's a character. He's a character. Let me tell you.
No,
he's a character. He's got a face for radio, but he is a character and he's funny and we like him. And he gives me a hard time. He gives me a hard time about the Mets and
looking forward to hanging.
So that does it for us, everybody. Thanks for listening. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. We'll talk to you Tuesday, everybody. See ya. Hey, everyone. Bob Walters here. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, if you want more Locked Up Sports, you can always find us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, we're always available at www.lockedupsports.net.